Hello everyone and welcome to another Tinfoil stream. How's everyone doing? It is my birthday. You have to be nice to me. It's the law. Welcome everyone. Welcome. Since I was working yesterday and we missed Tinfoil Tuesday, we are indeed doing Tinfoil today on the day of my birth. I lost another little alien baby off of my hat. I'm very sad. I need fabric glue. He's missing his brothers. He's so cold and away from the hat. Hi everyone, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Thank you for all the birthday wishes. It is appreciated muchly. Amber Pretzels, thanks for 33 months, says happy birthday, Hannah. Thank you. Lennon Cat with 100 bits says have some birthday bits. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. I also want to point out Altered Undying gifted a $50 tip to me while we were off stream. Said happy birthday, Hannah. Looks like I won't be streaming for another week. My computer needs to be replaced, but I'm sending thanks and birthday wishes. I did get a follow-up message that I believe the computer issues were actually solved, which is nice, but thank you so much, Altered Undying, for that. And the well wishes. Happy Uterus Escape Day. You know, it was a mistake. It's not that great out here, if I'm being honest. Thanks Just a Peach for the birthday wishes. If you want to help support the stream, you can always, gift subs, bits, whatever. You guys know the drill. I don't want to pimp myself. And if you want to help on YouTube, hit the like, hit the thumbs up. Cool beans, we did it. We're doing it. All right, let's do this birthday stream. Is there anything else? I believe this Sunday we're gonna do a patron-only stream and a YouTube member-only stream, so mark that on your calendar. So yeah, I don't know. Let's get into it, shall we? It's the day of my birth, it is indeed. Thank you very much, Trey. What are we gonna start with? Ooh, here's one. So, remember Nathan Thompson, the flat earther that got banned from a school and charged because he was harassing elementary school children on the playground and trying to convert them to flat earth and hand them pamphlets, and he was luring them to the fence of the school? Anyway, he's back, and he's doing an interview with that other flat earther that's been working on a model, and by model, I don't mean like a mathematical model, I mean like a literal, little tiny flat earth physical model. So, let's check this out.
It was several things, but 9/11 was a...
Oh, 9/11 out of nowhere on the bingo card. Wow, we're already there. Okay.
big one. Ended up about to commit suicide, and I heard Jesus speak to me.
Today,
oh, Jesus.
we're interviewing Joe Hanvey, the gentleman demonstrating everything from 24-hour sun, rainbows, lunar eclipses, star trails.
I remember when I demonstrated rainbows as a child by taking the hose and putting my thumb over it and making it spray weird, and then there'd be a rainbow. I'm glad that this guy finally hit that level. That's real nice. Thanks,
Halo,
Nearest
sun
Crowhill.
dogs, all in his dome dungeon. Should be interesting.
You thought he changed his grift to Sovereign Citizen? It seemed like he was gonna for a little bit, because he was, like, doing streams about Chili de Castro and stuff, but I don't think it stuck. I don't think it did well for him, so he went back to Flat Earth.
And I had to work with him every day, so I was like, I'm gonna study this stuff just so I can have a conversation with the guy. And I started finding a lot of stuff he was saying was true.
Wow.
I was like, wow, this...
We'll get to that interview in a second, but my name's Nathan Thompson. Used to run the official Flat Earth and Globe discussion before it was censored at 155,000 members. Then
By censored, he means it was deleted by Facebook. Like, I don't know what was on that actual page, but to get deleted by Facebook, you have to be pretty bad. And we know Nathan Thompson is an anti-Semite. We've seen him admit this on video when he was drunk, into the Protocols of the Learned Elders of Zion, which is a hoax document created and perpetuated by anti-Semites and continues to be perpetuated today by neo-Nazis in order to justify their anti-Semitism. So, fuck Nathan Thompson.
YouTube and Instagram were...
What happened to Chili? Is he in the White House yet? Chili got really boring, unfortunately. After his arrest, he doesn't really go out and do stuff as much because I think he's afraid of getting arrested and going to jail again. So he basically just does reaction streams now where he watches other people's videos of interacting with the police. So, you know, I guess he learned his lesson, even if he won't admit it. JP Black 79, thanks for 37 months, says happy birthday, Hannah. Not to brag, but next Friday, and then it cut off. Oh, there we go. Next Friday, my son and I are going to meet David Tennant. Oh, that's awesome. I hope you get a photo and maybe an autograph. That's great. Have fun.
Taken down, but I've been on National Geographic, Netflix, MSN, Google News, Daily Mail, New York Post, but someone asked me if I wanted to pick up this RV and go on tour. I could do meetups, interviews, collect products. We're going to put them all on a website. I can make observations that debunk the globe religion. I've got infrared, high-power telescopes, high-power zoom cameras. We're doing
scientism on the bingo card for the globe religion thing.
Astrophotography, and all with my dog Geo, the star of the show. So hope you're ready for it. We got some sponsors: Paraplegic, Tinfoil Hat Factory, the Flat Earth Sun Moon Clock app, referral code NEO.
Ooh, don't use that. This has been exposed, the Flat Earth Clock Moon app, which is being run by, what is his name? David Weiss, I want to say his name is. This has a bunch of vulnerabilities in it, and basically you can, like, get in and find everyone who's a user of it and find their location on Earth the last time they opened the app. Really not good stuff.
Let's get right into it.
Trey says this is about Nathan Thompson's Facebook page, I assume. It got real loud about JQ, and shortly before its removal, it got real concerned about how to, quote, keep them from re-hiding the flat Earth. Yeah, not shocking. Not shocking. They think they're being censored when in reality they're batshit conspiracies that'll end up getting people hurt based on hateful nonsense getting taken off.
About to get crazy. What, dude?
Welcome, everyone.
Thank you, everyone, wishing me happy birthday, by the way. Multiple people are on YouTube and stuff, so thank you very much.
I'm here with Joseph Hanvey. He's the one making the dome models. He's also very into astrophotography. One of the most intelligent flat earthers I've met, and I've met 5,000 flat earthers or more on my journey. Joe, thank you so much for giving me 20 to 30 minutes of your time. I really appreciate it. Could you just tell everyone who you are and your channels and what you're all about real quick?
Yeah, I mean, I have YouTube, I have Rumble. I haven't really done much with it. I just recently got on X and TikTok. I think I've been on TikTok for a couple of weeks now. So you can find me on all those: Facebook, Instagram. I'm on all those, Joe Hanvey or Joseph Hanvey. You can find me under any of those. That is my real name. I'm not hiding who I am. I'm 100% out there. So
interesting. He's noticeably less exuberant than in his discussions with Will Duffy, the Final Experiment guy. Bumble Homestead with a $10 tip says, happy birthday. Kiddo had a dance event over the weekend and one of the groups was wearing skin-colored leotards and blood-red spandex crew socks. The only thing I could think was Hannah's weird little guys would hate this. Thank you for the tip and the birthday well wishes.
but yeah, I love trying to figure things out.
Unstable Deadbeat says, so when they hear that they need to have a model, do they take that to mean that they need a literal model to display? We don't know that for sure, but we have gathered as such. It seems like they think when people say you need a functional model of the flat Earth, they think they mean model in, like, the literal miniature sense, as opposed to, like, you know, a predictive model in math, right? Because math is hard, you know? And a lot of these guys don't know math. And that's not a shot at them either. I'm not good at math, but I'm also not out here pretending to revolutionize cosmology, you know? Rick M with 170 stream streak says, happy birthday. May all your cheese be wrapped in tinfoil. Thank you very much. James De La Pena with a $20 super chat says, happy birthday, Hannah. Thanks for all your entertaining content. Thank you for viewing it. Wouldn't be worth doing if people weren't here to watch, so thank you. Ashley with a 50 bit link. Now that's legally distinct. I miss 20th Century Fox. What have we done?
That's what I've been trying to do, is model our sky.
You're looking to DoorDash for food and you can't pick? Breakfast food. Get yourself some brunch. Denny's or IHOP or whatever your local place is.
You know, the floor is level, so we're trying to model the sky and show that there are
Oh, so
other
he's
possibilities
entirely...
for how
He's skipped past even trying to justify the flat earth thing. He's just saying, we already know that, so boom, flat surface for the earth part. Okay.
the phenomena in the sky work.
I think a lot of Globers are confused about what a model is. A model is a physical representation of a specific phenomenon in nature, and they think it's like some video game that solves everything and like can...
Oh my god! They think we're wrong! Okay, so not only it's not just that they're confused, they are obstinate and saying, actually, no, fuck mathematical models. You need to create a little thing. So it's not just an ignorance thing, it's a no fuck math thing. It's a fuck math thing. Okay. Wow. Yeah, okay, they're really hostile to math. That's a shame. And also, thank you for becoming a member, James. Much appreciated.
Describe why peaches are sweet. And no, we don't... It's one thing, but what's interesting about...
Ryan Cooper says, I told you, they think there needs to be a physical ball that has tiny oceans on it for the globe to be real.
Joe's dome here. You can almost model everything in the sky with this dome right here.
Unstable Deadbeat says, globes exist, so does that mean we win because we have a model? No, because there aren't oceans on it. Like, there's pictures of oceans, but they want a real ocean, like a tiny, tiny scale ocean that will stick to the ball, because they don't understand that the gravitational pull is relative to the mass, so you would need a globe model the size of the globe or the mass of the globe in order for that to work.
So far, I can account for most of the celestial phenomena that we see, yes.
That's incredible. Is there
Have
anything
I figured out
He's doing the shine a flashlight on your plastic dome test. That's a famous one. I think Copernicus did that.
how to explain it all properly? I'm still working on that.
Is there anything that you can't model that you're working on? Or you want to be able to model?
The sun, the tides, the moon, the seasons, the 24-hour sun in Antarctica, the 24-hour sun in the Arctic on the opposite season.
I'd love to model. Well, there's a lot of things that I'm going to model that I
Axial tilt.
haven't personally modeled yet, that I have seen modeled, but I would love to model, to build one where I show ocean currents. I would like to try to do air currents as well inside the model. I think that's possible.
Have you heard of the magnetohydrodynamics and how they do that with the lead flakes and everything? I think that would be great. Have you heard of Resonance 369?
Sounds familiar.
Dude, he would be the man to link up. I had someone tell me, try and get Joe to link up with this guy because you've got the physical dome and everything, and he's got like the energy system. That's what he's working on. So interesting stuff there.
The energy
I'm curious,
system?
But I'd like to model tidal nodes as well, by submerging it in an ebb and flow system and creating that ebb and flow pressure system through what would be considered tidal nodes. There's a lot behind that and a lot to it. It's going to take time, but I believe it's possible.
How many domes have you been working with, and how'd you get to this one?
I've worked with a bunch. I mean, I started off with smaller ones, just playing around with those. Little ones like this that kind of represent, see, it's got the flat ceiling inside
Beautiful.
of it. This one's
To mimic the superfluid?
Yeah, this one's newer. Gene Edited sent that one to me.
Hey, Phoenix.
Shout out Gene Edited and V Composite.
And like this was one of my first ones, like just a solid paperweight.
Paperweight, yeah. And you can do the star trails with this one too, get that optical illusion of moving in opposite directions.
Yeah, and you can show how in the
Optical
southern zone it's
illusion?
creating that optical phenomena of this, what we would call the southern celestial pole.
And you've modeled the southern celestial pole here. You've also modeled the 24-hour sun in the south here, which has caused a ton of controversy because that's a hot topic.
Yeah, and
Nerdy with 160 stream streak says, just popping by. If I'm free before stream ends, I'll pop in again. Just wanted to say happy birthday, beat me up for stream, but my present is a montage of sassy gay Judge Judy I mentioned a while ago. Thank you. I'll save that for a cleanse.
and I mean, of course, the globe proponents are gonna fight that really hard because it's really their only so-called win that they've had, because all the
It really isn't. This isn't even a discussion. We've been having this so-called discussion for 10 years, and flat earthers haven't demonstrated a single thing that actually, to the outside world, shows that they have any credibility whatsoever. All they've done is created insular echo chambers in which they intellectually jerk each other off all day. Like, in order for there to be a success, you would have to do something that impresses people or demonstrates something to people outside of the flat earth community, which you have not. Like, demonstrably, that's not a thing that has happened. So you can't say you've won things when it's all of you guys in this insular group that effectively runs like a cult. Just keep patting each other on the back and going, we sure are doing a good job, guys. It doesn't mean anything. You're just doing bias together.
other, there's works on
Where do they think the stars come from? God.
the globe,
They
works
just think they're lights in the sky.
on flat Earth, and then there's, doesn't work on a
Oh, wow, I got some tips. Tea Time Tea with a $30 tip says, happy birthday, Hannah. I hope this year was a good one for you. Thanks for all the hours of laughing and tinfoil sob sits. No problem. Thank you very much. And Anonymous tips $25 and says, happy birthday. Well, thank you, whoever you are. Appreciate you.
globe and doesn't work on flat Earth.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing they really have in their basket now is the 24-hour sun,
Yeah.
as far as works on the globe.
And, every single other observation that happens on the globe, the fact that we have people in space currently that can look out the window and see the globe, just stuff like that.
It's not an issue.
It's really weird too, like since they've been, there's now all of a sudden there's all these outlets showing us how we can go see the 24-hour sun, and it seems like they're just coming out of the woodworks. Like I just watched a video of a flight where you can fly from Australia, and it's a flight to go see the midnight Antarctic sun,
Oh, wow.
and like the cheapest package.
I think that's just starting to become more of a thing. Like, the company that they used to go down and do the final experiment thing is a relatively new company. Like, it might be 5 or even 10 years, but, like, in the span of, human history, that's recent, The idea that you are commercially going down and doing these things is a relatively new phenomena, so you're going to see it more often as it becomes more cost-effective, if people do continue to do this kind of thing.
It was 1,200.
Not to mention, frankly, ads are targeted algorithmically, so if you're a flat earther and you're looking into Antarctica all the time, you're going to get recommended Antarctic trips if they have ads for such things,
$100.
which they do. I've seen them.
So we're going next year.
Because I also get targeted ads sometimes, because,
already decided we're going to Antarctica next
So
year.
you can go to Australia, and like December 31st, you can pay $1,200. You fly for like several hours, and you get to see the sun the whole way, and you get to see the midnight sun, and then you come home.
Wow.
So, and then you've got the Antarctic Marathon where you have all these people, and they cater to all these groups that like to go do the 7 continents thing. So you have people that go mountain climbing, skiing, running marathons, doing all kinds of stuff, and like now all this information is just flooding everywhere. It's weird that now it's flooding everywhere.
You're just seeing it more often now. It's so interesting. Like, this stuff was already existent. Flat earthers just ignored it or didn't notice it until the final experiment happened. They do this all the time where they're so locked in their subjective experience that they don't realize the difference between this is a new thing that no one has heard of and I am now paying attention to this thing for the first time. Orion Cooper with $10 super chat says, happy day of birthing. Thank you for being a source of fun in an otherwise maddening world. No problem. I'm doing my best.
Got you into the rabbit hole of conspiracy theories? Was there one, 9/11, was it moon landing? Was something that set you down a path of, wow, we are being lied to on a massive scale?
It was several things, but 9/11 was a big one that really led me into a lot of stuff once I figured that out. But I was training a guy when I was working for Scott's many years ago. Probably around 2005, late 2004, 2005, early 2006, somewhere in that range. And he was into all kinds of conspiracies about the Masons and how they built the U.S. and how
Freemasons on the bingo card
was built by Masons, and it looks like a pentagram, and you know, we're in the end times and all that. And I wasn't even really what I would consider a believer at that point, but I had to train the guy and I had to work with him every day. So I was like, you know, I'm gonna study this stuff just so I can have a conversation with the guy. And I started finding
Would thinking they need a literal model count as misunderstanding of the scientific method? I'll go with yes. Yeah, that makes sense.
a lot of stuff he was saying was true.
Wow.
I was like, wow, you know, a lot of stuff this guy's telling me is true.
Was he the one who told you it's flat, or who told you it's flat? And how long ago was
that?
that?
It was flat. That probably was somewhere between, I think I've said between 2009 and 2012. It could have been 2013, but it was somewhere around 2012, 2013. My best friend's the very first person I ever told.
Reminder that this account has been brought into question. An acquaintance of his emailed Will Duffy with proof that he knew him and said he didn't really think the Earth was flat that far back. It's actually as recent as like maybe 2020. But, you know, just putting it out there. He might be lying.
And his kids were probably...
It was Orion Cooper.
I don't know, 3 or 4 at the time. They're 17 now.
Jeez.
So,
what were the evidences that you first saw that made you question the reality?
Well, I was doing a lot of scripture study, and I was helping teach a college and career class at the church I was attending at the time. And I was doing some teachings on cosmology and prophecy, and how they're kind of tied into the end times. There's a lot of cosmological stuff tied into the prophecies of the end times.
I'm sorry, was this a accredited school?
And a couple of things that really stuck out to me was every eye shall see. I was like, well, how does that happen on a ball? How does every eye see him? And you know, we could say, oh, everybody's gonna have a TV or a smartphone.
No one says I.
Yeah.
You know.
So that, and then it all...
The taking poetic parts of the Bible and trying to make them literal is the funniest reason people get tied into knots to me. Like the idea that, like, no. They weren't writing poetically in this book, clearly full of poetry and allegory. No. It's all literal. Biblical literalism has fucked over more people than I don't even know what. Toreador says, birthdays are a conspiracy by Big Cake to get people to consume the yearly mind control chemicals they put in the icing. It's all a part of the plan so Bill Gates can make us install Windows 11. Well, cake's delicious, so it works. If you want me to do an evil plan, make something as delicious as cake. I'm on board.
Also says he's going to roll back the sky like a scroll. And those two things really just stuck with me. I was like, nah. And then Genesis 1 with the firmament, you know, what is the firmament? Yeah. And, you know, you hear, like, people like Kent Hovind.
He said he was a college prep guy at his church. How was any of the things he says prepping for college?
Say, well, it was this vapor barrier.
Like, how would he be prepping people for college with cosmological biblical stuff?
Around the spherical Earth that was destroyed at the time.
How about cheese that is also cake? I surprisingly don't like cheesecake.
With a flood, and it's
what kind of cake am I having? Devil's food?
No longer there. It just never resonated with me.
This is a perfect lead into my next question. How long have you been a Christian, and like, what was that process? Were you raised believing in the Bible, or?
My mom's side of the family there was a couple of, well, I mean, they were all basically Christian, I guess you would say. But no, I wasn't raised Christian. I wasn't raised in a church. We went to church a few times when we were young.
I wasn't raised Christian. Sure, my parents were Christian, and they occasionally took us to church, but we weren't raised Christian. What do people think words mean? What do people think words even fucking mean? I wasn't raised Christian except for all the Christianity I was raised with. To be clear, I understand what he's doing. He's trying to be like, well, they're not real Christians. They were lukewarm holiday Christians. They don't count. But, like, come on, man. You were raised Christian. You're just more into it now. Ugh.
Consistently, I never really lived that kind of Christian life. It was just not something that was all that important or in the forefront of my mind. I guess it was important to kind of know God, but it just never was in the forefront or anything of my mind. I believe he saved me when I was little in church. I was asked if I believed in Christ, and I was told about sin and salvation, and I believe he saved me then, even though I didn't understand it and I didn't live for it, and I didn't even go to church that much. We only went for a short period, and then we really didn't go at all after that. But I really believe he saved me that day. And then 2004, I was in a real bad place in my life and just ended up in a situation that is not ideal. Yeah, I mean, I really didn't have a lot going for me in my life at that point. At least I thought that way, because I didn't go to college, I was always, it was programmed into me. If you don't go to college, you're going to be a nobody. You're not going to do anything. So it just kind of led me to living a bad life and doing bad things. And I ended.
There's that. We've talked about this before, how a lot of conspiracy theorists have a anxiety about intellectual inferiority. So they end up getting into conspiracy theories because on some level they think it makes them feel smarter than other people. It makes them feel special for maybe the first time in their life. They feel like they're clued into something very few other people are, and they figured something out. So, wouldn't surprise me if that's related to how he got into this. Toreador says, cooking the cheese removes the delicious adrenochrome that the reptilians crave. Reptilians like cake because, I mean, who doesn't like cake, but cheesecake is right out.
Ended up in a really bad place and was hooked on drugs for a long period, crack cocaine, and ended up about to commit suicide. And I heard Jesus speak to me, and he said, get up, get out of here, I have plans for you. Yes. Very clearly. It's unmistakable.
I like that implies that Jesus sees every crackhead who's maybe about to end their life, and most of the time he's just like, that's fine. But this one particular guy, he's special. He's special. Don't get me wrong, I'm glad he didn't kill himself, but it is interesting to me, the implications of that theological belief.
I've never heard a voice like it in my life. So now I understand why when he looked at the disciples and they were at their fishing boat at the shore of Galilee and he said, follow me. They didn't just say, who is this weirdo? They followed him.
Speaking of following, give me a follow. Please share the interview if you enjoyed it. I'm on my way to the Atlanta meetup, so I've got to
I'm gonna be honest, that was a bad interview.
Get on the road with
Nathan's not very good at this.
And I love you guys. Be the change you want to see on Flat
I like that was also the segue off of him talking about ending his own life almost, and he's like, by the way, subscribe. Okay, moving on. Let's take a look at the bingo card real quick. Flat Earth, of course. Misunderstanding of the scientific method. Illuminati, Freemasons, Cabal. Hannah mentions cheese. Did they say my research? Because it seems like they would have, right? Certainly 9/11 out of nowhere, yeah. Sorry, my voice feels kind of fucked up today. 9/11 out of nowhere. I don't think we had satanic yet. Is that it? Might be it. How's Wretched Recess doing?
Hey guys, this is gonna.
I don't think it'd be idiot says they're a genius or Ryan Cooper. He didn't say anything that implies that, I don't think. Usually that involves directly insulting the population at large and going like, everyone's an idiot except me.
Gonna be a. Hey guys, this is gonna be a super quick video. I'm supposed to be somewhere in 20 minutes and I'm still in my pajamas, so.
Great time to make a video. Thanks, MH Dark Beast.
I'm gonna try to talk fast. I am working on a really great cartoon video for you. I cannot wait for this one. I know I've mentioned it like 3 times. I just keep researching and finding more stuff.
Transvestigate Lloyd in space, you coward.
So that might have to be a 2-parter. So that one is coming. And then this, I think I'm going to call like Wretched Roundup, just odds and ends that I maybe forgot to mention in a video, and stuff that happened since the last time I talked to you. All right, so
Toreador, why are you filming your screen with a phone? Oh, sure. If you could think of a better way to do it, let her know.
Sometimes I just think about like really weird things. Clearly, you've seen my channel, but you know, take a look at this like Baphomet pose, right? And then I was like, wait a minute, because I really wanted to watch Saturday Night Fever. Like, you know, when you just get like in the mood to watch a certain movie, and I've been wanting to watch this one, and I was like, wait a minute, you know, like this is the famous pose from that movie. Look at the one arm up and one arm down. And then I'm like, oh, like that's probably why they posed him like that. And that's
spurious symbology is evidence on the bingo card.
Probably why that's such a famous like movie cover. So yeah, I just wanted to share.
At least she has DVDs. At least she has DVDs.
That. I mean, it's not surprising at this point, right? But I just thought I would share it. And then I was going through some books. Like, I have a ton of books, a ton of children's books. I used to work with kids. And it's
oh! That's great! She seems very stable and like she should be in charge of the well-being of children.
Time to, like, get rid of some stuff. But I tend to, like, hoard books. But I came across this Cinderella one, and we know, like, Disney is the worst, right?
Hydrate will do. Toreador says, the I guess guy meme where he throws up his arms, but it's edited, so it's just one arm, like the Baphomet pose.
So if you look again, that's, like, the second thing I found yesterday that had that same pose on it. I've got some stuff about Disney coming up.
Wait, do you think this is the same pose? This isn't even close. This is just someone has her arm over here and then she's got a bird. That's not this. That's not this. What are you doing?
Yeah, I've got some...
Yeah, Hannah mentions Blu-rays. I mentioned DVD.
Like, good stuff coming up. And then I had found this Spider-Man one, which, of course, has, like, the devil horns that nobody talks about. Like, everybody knows
conspiracy theorists talk about this all the time. It's not the devil horns. It's how he activates his spider web thingies, his web slingers that he made, unless they're doing an organic web arc.
Spider-Man, but nobody ever talks about how he's literally making the devil sign when he does that, right?
He's not. He's really not, though, because that's not what that means.
Okay, what else? What else?
Toreador says, me holding up a taco to take a bite. This lady, Baphomet! Baphomet have tacos? Fuck yeah, Baphomet.
To talk
I
fast.
just got The Big Lebowski on Blu-ray. That's a great movie. I fucking love that movie.
Okay, so somebody in the comments section, I could not believe this. Thank you so much, whoever left that comment. I'll try to find it. Remember when I made the video about Johnny Depp's daughter, Lily Rose Depp? Lily Rose Depp, looking like that girl from Outer Banks. What's her name? Madeline Klein, I believe.
To be fair, Spider-Man did do a deal with the devil. He did a deal with Mephisto. The devil is a separate character in Marvel. There's a devil, there's Mephisto, there's Lucifer.
Okay, so
they're all sort of aspects of the, mythological figure of Satan, but they're all different aspects.
I made this video, and it's just, the titles, guys, lately are vague, because I don't want my channel to come down. So I'm just putting, like, vague...
Mephisto is the deal-making one. Like from Faust, basically.
Vague titles, because when I had stuff like, are the Flintstones, like, satanic, tranny, whatever,
Raekwon.
Masons or whatever.
Transvestigation or transphobia on the bingo card.
Or like my channel got pulled. So now we're just doing like lame, interesting New York dolls. So that's
why. What's the relation between all these informations? It's just crazy stuff she believes. That's it.
It's so vague lately. Anyways, I made this video about Johnny Depp's new movie coming out called Day Drinker, which I'm excited about. We're excited Johnny Depp will be back in movies.
Is she the only one in the world who's excited to see Johnny Depp in a movie again? Johnny Depp hasn't given a shit in like 20 years.
And
also he's just like a big douchebag, so fuck him.
I read this article that said they cast not his daughter, this girl, Madeline Klein. Hold on. Okay, so the article said they cast this girl, Madeline Klein, to play his daughter. And I was like, why didn't they just like put his daughter in it? She looks exactly like this girl. And then I was like, oh, okay, like maybe they're the same person.
What? What's that train of thought? He's in a movie with a younger woman that she thinks looks like his daughter. Why didn't they hire his daughter? Because that's not how things work. What? But also, so they must be the same person? What is that train of thought? That doesn't make any sense. What are we doing?
I mean,
sorry,
to me,
I'm pretty loosey-goosey on the debunkings today. It's my birthday. I'm just kind of chill, okay?
It's like identical. And then somebody in the comments of that video, okay, I decided not to be lazy and actually look up the person. Diane, thank you for your comment. She said, then put Kate Moss's daughter, Leela Grace.
You must have face blindness. I think so, too.
Leela Grace in there. And, you get really, really confused. And I was like, oh, I didn't even know Kate Moss had a daughter.
To be fair, they haven't exactly required a lot of intensive debunking so far. I know, but normally I would go into it more and here's how this doesn't work. A, B, C. Not worth it here. It's just not, it doesn't make any goddamn sense. I trust you to do the math yourself.
See, I replied there. So yeah, if we look up pictures of this girl, this is like completely insane.
Greyline says, happy birthday. It's so interesting that she thinks all of this stuff is part of a conspiracy, but she still happily engages in this stuff. It is wild. Like, she is basically of the opinion that Hollywood is full of evil, satanic weirdos, and yet she's obsessed with celebrity culture. Like she's a teenage girl in the 90s. It's so weird. It's so strange. You'd think the two would clash. But she just seems to get a kick out of it. I don't know. Weird stuff.
Right, that Kate Moss would have a daughter named Lila, or Leela, I don't know, Leela, and Johnny Depp has a daughter named Lily, and they like basically look like twins, right? Or it's like probably the same person. So this is Kate Moss's daughter. This is Johnny Depp's daughter. Like basically looking like the same exact girl. And then we've got the one who was cast in the movie with him who also looks identical. So crazy stuff going on. Yeah, and remember I told you guys, like, we're going to stay on Johnny Depp's good side because somehow his name always comes up in, like, almost every single video. The River Phoenix
It's because you look him up. What are you talking about? You seek him out.
one, Hugh in the Viper Room, like Don's Plum. I don't know if I told you guys this. In Don's Plum, there was a Viper Room reference in that movie, and that was right around the time that Leo was filming Gilbert Grape with Johnny Depp. And then Johnny Depp's name also came up. I totally forgot to mention this one when I did the New York Dolls video because, you know, Johnny Depp was in bands before he was an actor and he did like the 80s glam thing. Hold on one sec. There's a good article here about so Johnny Depp was in an 80s band called Rock City Angels. This is a good article. The self-destructive story of Johnny Depp's old band. So I forget what I had read. I feel like it was like on the New York Dolls like Wikipedia page or something, but Johnny Depp's name was there.
Why do I keep finding all this Johnny Depp stuff? Oh, I was on the Wikipedia page for his old band the other day. This would be like me asking, like, why do I get so many recommendations for things about movies? Like, imagine if I was bewildered that I was getting recommended articles or, like, you know, YouTube videos about movies and Blu-rays, and I was just, like, confused. That's tantamount to what is happening right now. Like, do you not understand that you get recommended things that are similar to the things you seek out? That's the point. It's to get you to engage with the content.
And
she did say she had to be somewhere in 20 minutes and she was still in pajamas, so I'm guessing she's late. I'm guessing she was fucking late. Imagine you show up late to an event or something and it's because you were doing this. Oh, sorry. Oh, was there traffic? No. I had to finish my YouTube video transvestigating John Travolta. Benikagami with 40 bits says, the I wasn't raised Christian, but we went to church sometimes comment feels kind of aligned with a theory I have that deep down, those people want to be told what to think because ambiguity makes them anxious because they can't critically think. Notice how they rarely come up with anything positive when they have to parse something. If they're not told to be Christian, they think they weren't indoctrinated. People don't hide good things, etc. Yeah, I don't know. It's a very strange view they have of religion to think the way that they do. Kind of myopic.
You know, he's tied to people in this
Oh
band.
my god, look at him. He looks like he died 10 years ago. And they're just hauling around his corpse Weekend at Bernie's style. Johnny Depp so badly wants to be in his 20s. It's kind of sad. Look at him. Jesus Christ.
And Isn't
he like 60 something? Isn't Johnny Depp like 60 years old?
Can't even talk.
Being a drunken abuser ages you? True.
Hollywood vampires who, like Alice Cooper, like, you know, there's all these people and they all had ties to, like, you know, the people in the New York Dolls. So
he's
that was
61. Jesus.
Another time his name came up. I think I was reading something about like how, you know, Joe Perry, who's in Aerosmith, they were saying something about him and Johnny Depp and like there was some tie to the New York Dolls. And remember I also said when I was making that David Johansen video, like he kind of reminded me of Steven Tyler. Anyways, like there's always so many connections to stuff. All right, I'm talking fast because I've got to go, but I just wanted to get something up here and touch base. So my next video is a children's cartoon. Not all cartoons are for kids. This one was aimed at kids in the 80s, and it literally contains like drugs, swearing, public humiliation. I'm trying to think. There's like so much satanic
Love a good public humiliation.
symbolism, trannies galore.
Strike two. We're almost at the end of the video, though.
Just all kinds of crazy stuff. I cannot wait to have this for you. Like I said, the problem is I just keep...
It probably is Totally Spies. No, she said the 80s. Totally Spies was the early 2000s. Totally Spies does have, like, weird stuff. But I'm trying to think. Cartoon from the 80s with those things. Huh. I don't know. I don't know what cartoon she's referring to. I'm interested to see what her next video is.
Peeling more layers, and it just keeps getting more interesting. So that'll be up soon. And the reference there to public humiliation is like, that's one of the things these celebrities have to go through. And, you know, like
the Cops cartoon. I have that on DVD.
To move up the ranks of fame, I believe. And yeah, this cartoon, like that's what it was in reference to, was like being famous and like the whole public humiliation thing. So if you guys ever want to send me anything, I will give you full credit. We have a viewer who goes by the name of Charismatic Fiend, and he was like, hey, can I email you something? My email is just wretchedrecess@gmail.com. wretchedrecess, one word, @gmail.com. And he wanted you guys to see these vintage trannies from an old magazine that he had.
Strike three, but there's only a minute left. I'll finish it.
So, you know, he was pointing out the FTM on the right, and like, those are always super confusing to me. I have a much easier time with MTF, where like the
and yet you're still always wrong. You're still always wrong.
Man just jumps out at you.
Does that count as doxing? No, it's her publicly available email she gave out.
Is what we have on the left. Allegedly. You know, we don't know 100% for sure, but, you know, that skull and jaw and hand are, you know, telling us kind of everything we need to know. This is, on the right, a comedian by the name of Norm Crosby and singer Dionne Warwick. All right. Thank you guys for watching. I will be back with that cartoon video as soon as possible, and I hope you enjoyed this. Okay, bye.
I really didn't have us circling back to phrenology on my bingo card for this decade, but here we are. Okay, let's see what's next. Oh! I should have probably put this one in the title. So one of those you know how we watch those channels that psychically channel ghosts sometimes? This lady's gonna psychically channel Karl Marx and ask him what he thinks of the future of the US and the UK. So, let's check that out. Foxy earning their paycheck on this one, very much so.
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. This is Mr. Shakespeare going with you on the 25th of September 2024. I am joined, as usual, by psychic medium and remote viewer, Liz Cross. How you doing today, Liz?
Oh, very well. And thank you for being a good sport to do this one. This was suggested, or it's a partial suggestion from somebody in the comments. They wanted to see.
Is this going to be based? It's going to be a conservative. My understanding, she's into like Bitcoin and stuff. I think she's a libertarian type. So this is going to be a libertarian fake psychic trying to pretend to be Karl Marx. How do you think this is gonna go? Holy input! Thanks for gifting 5 tier 1 subs. Thank you very much. Appreciate ya.
If we could probe or channel rather, not probe, channel some sort of old communist leaders in the field to see if that's where the UK and the US is headed. I mean, really, they wanted us to do.
Okay, so she thinks that the US is headed towards communism. I don't even know how you get that interpretation. I don't. Okay. Holy Input, thank you for the birthday wishes.
Chairman Mao. Anyway, Mr. Shakespeare, we're so glad you're back. You were on holiday and now you're back.
I've had a break. Yeah, it's been wonderful. So, yeah. So anyway, it was all good. Did quite a lot of traveling around and different things.
Oh, holy shit! Nemesaur, thanks for gifting 31 tier 1 subs. That's how old I am. I get it. Thank you very much. And almost kicking off a hype train. That's incredible. Thank you, Nemesaur, for your very, very, very generous gift subs. Skipazoa with 500 bits says happy birthday and kicks off a hype train. We are now in a hype train. My birthday, chat. If you were ever gonna hype a train, this was the train to hype. 86% to level 7.
Good.
Well, I had to come back and do this, didn't
Youth
I?
Decay, thanks for following.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't stay away. So I've got Karl Marx here. What would you like to know?
What would you like to know, chat, from Karl Marx? Unstable Deadbeat, thank you so much for gifting 10 tier 1 subs. Mr. Blast, oh, thank you for gifting 5 tier 1 subs. Many subs. Bittergrin with 310 bits. Level 8 complete. Thank you. I'm Riobop, thanks for gifting 5 tier 1 subs. 52% to level 9. Jesus.
Doesn't know.
Yeah, no. Does he believe in... Okay. So people attribute him with being the father of communism, but other people say that he was set up by the elites to come up with something called communism.
Oh, Jesus! Oh, no! They're gonna go JQ! They're gonna go JQ on Karl Marx's ass! Fuck! Ultimate Undying says, let's hype this train. Thanks for the bits, Ultimate Undying.
Which is true.
I thought you were saying it as a statement of fact, not a question.
Phoenix says, I think that with your taste in media, you're actually 45 like me, but you started lying about your age really, really early. You'd think, but my taste in media is older because I was, when I was younger, the VHSs and stuff I had around me were from, slightly before my time. So that's just what I had access to. Ultimate Undying says, to infinity and beyond. Lennon Cat says, ask Marx if he's happy that Trump is apparently the torchbearer of communism in the 21st century, according to conservatives. Who said that? I've never heard anyone say that.
Were you set up by the elites to create a communist document, or are you the father of communism? They dubbed him. He's saying to me they have dubbed him the father of communism. But did you know that you were going to be dubbed the father of communism? No, he had no idea.
Oh, this one's gonna hurt. Trey, thank you thanks for the $31 tips as happy birthday. Thank you very much.
Now,
Was he paid, way back when to come up with, if you like...
Who paid you to invent communism?
Operation, a set of rules, a philosophy, whatever it was called.
He's angrily interrogating the ghost of Karl Marx. I think this is the natural end goal of conspiratorial right-wing brain rot, is them continually, I think this will become more of a thing, trying to do a seance to summon Karl Marx and berate him. This is where we were heading the whole time. 54% to level 9 in the hype train.
Because...
Crazy hype train. Thank you, everyone.
Communism, on the face of it, nobody actually ever wants to be in a communist society. It's always been
What? I think a lot of the people in the Soviet Union during, the communist revolution would probably disagree with you. Now, whether or not they were happy with that solution after, I don't know, Stalin got into power, that's a different discussion. But to say no one in history has ever wanted communism is an insanely ahistoric statement. What are you talking about? Minute left on the hype train.
Forced upon them. And so, was he paid to basically...
I like that Marx was basically like, hey, maybe we should look at material conditions and look at history and see that a lot of it's about class struggle, and a bunch of poor people are now like, oh, fuck you! You fucking commie! How dare you point out historical materialism! Ugh! I'm gonna shit! Stone Corbell with 500 bits says, hey everyone, can't really watch today because I'm doing my jury duty on lunch break now. Happy birthday, Hannah. Thank you. Hope the jury duty isn't too bad. Overthought, thank you so much for gifting 5 tier 1 subs. Appreciate you. 95%
the
level
foundations of what would then become known as communism.
Were you paid to set the foundations? Absolutely. And quite a
I'm sorry. I know I'm pausing it and talking more than they are.
substantial amount.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, it was quite clever what he did. So this is what people need to understand. Communism...
Thank you so much for that incredible hype train, everyone.
...is a foisted on is a construct that was put on us. The guy that's...
Sorry, I'm blowing out the mic. I'm supposed to have like a thing on this. I don't know what happened. I'll have to check my audio settings because I used to have a thing that helped me not blow out, and it's just not working like it used to. La 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 la. Hopefully that'll help a little bit. I turned down the gain. Amber says he also wasn't the inventor of socialism. Socialism is and was a broad school of thought. It pre-existed Marx. What Marx and his anarchist rivals like Buchanan did was move away from a philosophical and ethical socialism to build one on sociological analysis.
The father of it was paid handsomely by the elites so that you can see everybody. It's a control structure that was put upon people. Okay, so some of the questions I think we need to ask him is the USA, is the United States going to be communist anytime soon? Is it heading that way? And if it is, does it succeed?
Is the USA heading for communism anytime soon?
I did, Amber. I saw them. I read
them. Not in this century. No.
No. What about the United Kingdom?
What about the United Kingdom? Is that heading for There's already hallmarks of communism apparent in the UK.
Yeah.
I don't understand, why are they asking him? They're claiming he was paid to espouse this stuff and didn't come up with it, but also they're going to him as an expert, but you don't think he created any of this or actually wrote on this, right? So why would you ask him?
Well,
now the big question.
Are you referring to the current leader of the Labour Party, Keir Starmer, and his policies?
What about Keir Starmer? Definitely communist. Okay, is what
This is fucking embarrassing.
He's saying his own personal thoughts, feelings, and opinions, not mine, not Shakespeare's. So how this came about, the question was, you need to channel Chairman Mao because getting rid of the farmland was something that Chairman Mao did, and it caused a lot of people to starve to death. And as we got in a previous probe with Keir Starmer, he is trying to, scale back British farming.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of theories about that. One theory is it's going to make us rely upon Europe. It's a way to get back into the European Union. What we got from him was it was going to bring in this high-tech Silicon Valley sort of country that's their vision. They want to be high-tech and just be solely dependent upon tech and get away with industry. But does he realize that Karl Marx is answering now? Does he realize that this is like a step towards communism?
It's not.
And Karl Marx is saying no, they don't realize. They're just looking at profits, right? They're looking at an easy way to generate.
Famously, communism is all about seeking profit motive, right? Seeking profit motive is what leads you to communism, right? That she has a real good understanding of these topics, clearly. Roha, thanks for 42 months, says, if my computer, and then it cut off.
Cash. They want to.
By the way, I want to point out today is also the 100th costume day. The 100th costume day happened to be on my.
Be the tech hub of Europe, if not the world. I mean, that's what they're gearing up for. And by
Misunderstands their problem is capitalism on the bingo card. Yes.
downscaling British farming, so I don't even know what else to ask at this point. I'm sure you do.
I do.
Amber says we want you to know we're crying into our degree right now. I want you to know that literally when I saw this video, my first thought was, oh, this is gonna hurt Amber. Let's watch this video. It's just so on the nose. I knew it would be bothersome. I'm sorry. I picked it a little bit because I thought it would maybe be a little frustrating. That's entertaining to me on some level. Phyllis Filler, thanks for gifting a sub to Amber.
I mean, yes, I do, yeah.
Well, thank God for that.
Well, we know it's a construct. We know that the construct has been put upon us. So the problem, okay. Are the reasons that America are not going to have communism foisted upon them is A, because of their arm to the teeth via the Second Amendment, B, because it's a much bigger, more populous country.
Are they aware that Marx wanted the proletariat armed? Like, whatever you think of Karl Marx, he was not into disarmament. He wanted people to have guns because he felt it was the only way to see production was through force. Amber says, betrayed like Jesus, Hannah sends us to the cross. Welcome! Fenekagami says, communism is a control system the guy who invented was so by elites. However, capitalism, evolution of mercantilism, evolution of feudalism and monarchism, all of which was run and invented and philosophized by the rich and powerful who ran all of society. That's the key to freedom, baby!
One side of the question. Second side, is England being singled out because it's not part of the European Union, which is essentially...
Marcel says, I think by the scaling down UK farming, Starmer is actually talking about an attempt to fix tax loopholes involving farmland. I assumed it was bullshit that they were missing. I just don't listen to definitive statements about news stories, because almost always wrong. Lenin Cat says, under no pretext, quote, under no pretext should arms and ammunition be surrendered. Any attempt to disarm the workers must be frustrated by force necessary, end quote. That is a quote by Karl Marx.
You know, a communist collective. Are we being singled out because of that?
Oh.
Oh, Rick M. with a $31 tip says, happy birthday. I'm looking forward to another year of tinfoil. Thank you very much. Everyone's being very generous today. I really appreciate it. Thank you, everyone. Birthday well wishes have also been just wonderful. My voice is cutting in and out? Wow. I adjusted the gain again slightly.
Nothing like
Trying to find a sweet spot.
Mr. Shakespeare ruffling everybody's feathers at 6 a.m. in the morning.
I should have a birthday every day. I'd die really young.
Okay, yes, we get up early to do these probes. So the first question is the reason that the US will not go into communism in this century because of the right to bear arms. That's part of the reason, yes. And what is the other part? It's a capitalist society. People like to make money. It's all about making money here, right?
Right.
That's the basis. The healthcare does not want to go national. That will be the death knell. He is saying that if it did go national, that's a gateway to communism. So I'm
I just want to die.
asking him then, well, what about the NHS, the national healthcare system in the UK? Do you believe that's a gateway to communism? And he's saying no. And I'm asking him why. And he says that's kind of over now.
Okay, I gotta bail from this video. It's pissing me off. Toreador with 50 bits says, or give Methuselah a run for their money. Holy fuck, the ignorance of people just drives me absolutely up a wall. Not good. Oh, you want to lose even more faith in people? Check this shit out.
Also believe water is a scam. Water is a solvent, so it's dissolving your body. The fact that people say it's hydrating your cells is crap. It's not a carbohydrate, it's not a fat, it's not a protein. It's literally a solvent. If you put any type of material in water, it dissolves it. That's what it's doing to your body. And same thing with water weight, and you drinking all this water and bloating, there's actually no benefit to it. If you want to hydrate, you have fats, you have juices, you have something that your cells can actually utilize.
What exactly in fat does he think is
Also believe water is
moisture?
a scam. Water is a solvent, so it's dissolving your body. The fact that people say it's hydrating your cells is crap. It's not a carbohydrate, it's not a fat, it's not a protein. It's literally a solvent. If you put
I appreciate that we've hastened to the water is a conspiracy part of the internet. This should end well. Gifazoa with 100 bits says, do not, my friends, become addicted to water. It'll take hold of you and you'll resent its absence. Oh god, that movie's like 10 years old now. Oh, I don't like that.
Believe it or not, the Earth is hollowed. There are different levels and caverns and continents that exist within the Earth's structure that are thousands of years ahead of the surface dwellers.
that is crazy. Elizabeth Abel came on. She said the moon is hollow too.
Oh yeah, and this moon that we've had has only been in our solar system for 50,000 years. It was actually hauled in by a negative faction of extraterrestrials that took over the affairs of our planet during the days of Atlantis. The original moon was actually imploded
Atlantis on the bingo card.
during the Atlantean-Lemurian War. And this is one of the things that I do reveal in my book, Our Cosmic Origin, is how they took the real organic moon and imploded it over the Lemurian continent in order for Atlantis to become supreme and take over the planet approximately 50,000 years ago.
Interesting. How did they implode it?
By using an advanced space tractor, a beam technology that was actually given to the Anunnaki by the reptilians of the Orion system.
Reptilians on the bingo card. And aliens did it on the bingo card. How's Sky Prince doing?
Hey guys, how are you? So I've got a very special guest with me at the moment, and he
Is it Zmoo? I love Zmoo.
has some very important information regarding Medbed healing and Medbed age regression. This is super important, and please don't jump to conclusions and think, oh, that won't happen to me, because
Black's Law Dictionary request. What do you want me to look up, Ashley?
it just might. Okay, so please take what he says seriously and really apply what you can now to assist in your recovery later.
Page
Okay.
30, first entry. 30. 30. Actio penalis in herdum non detur nisi forte ex damno. A penal action is not... Oh, Jesus, why is this... Why? Why is it all this? A penal action is not herdum non dedar ne se... Am I having a stroke? I'm not having a stroke, right? Okay, no, it's Latin. Gorte ictus dame now, locia flipsar, a penal action is not given against an heir unless indeed such heir is benefited by the wrong. I thought I was having a stroke for a second. It was just Latin. Ugh. Something something Molyneux Carano.
Hello everybody, I am Smoo. You have heard—
fuck yeah, I love Zmoo. Zmoo is my favorite alien that they channel. Okay, so for those that don't know, Zmoo, I should explain further. This is Sky Prince. She is a scammer. She is a medbed scammer. Basically, tells vulnerable people she has access to this sci-fi technology because she's in contact with aliens, and that these are magic beds, sci-fi beds, that'll basically cure every illness, make you young again, get rid of your chronic pain, anything your heart desires, basically. And she channels this young alien boy, who is a 10-year-old alien named Smoo, who, again, is a child alien, but he is basically the project manager in charge of getting medbeds to Earth from the aliens. So, like, he's a child alien, but he's in charge of a project. But he's a genius, so it's okay, but also he does still kind of act like a child. Kind of confused. Wish they were real? Of course, who wouldn't? I would imagine everyone would wish that there was some way to heal every illness, you know, some magic panacea. Unfortunately, we live in the real world, where that's just not how things work, you know?
Me before, not very often because I'm still very new to this. So what I want to talk about today is the healing with the medbeds and the age regression. Now this is really, really important, okay? I just had a really long discussion with Carrie's mom
about the lame speech patterns. Oh, she does really bad fake vernacular with the alien, where he'll drop random words as if English is his second language, but it's done in a non-logical way that wouldn't make sense if it was actually someone using English as a second language. Very inconsistent. Imagine someone trying to, you know, do maybe like a racist, you know, accent of someone, and they drop out random words, make it sound like it's a non-native speaker.
About this, and I think it's important enough to share with everybody so that you also can take on board the necessary steps for healing using the medbeds. Okay, ready? Okay, so the first thing is, you know all about the medbeds because Carrie has explained it for 4 years, okay? So you don't know, there's nothing about it you don't know, okay? So we'll heal and cure everything physical, okay? Now, with age regression, and this applies to general healing as well, okay? So let's talk about general healing first, okay? So at the moment, your bodies are full of heavy metals, poisons and toxins, okay? And the medbed will remove all of that. Literally remove all of that. It will clean your DNA, it will clean your body.
Oh good, and my DNA was getting a little dirty. I was gonna take it to the dry cleaners.
And restore...
They don't do genes. They don't do genes. Waiting for the applause. Damn it.
Your body to health, to perfection, in every single way. Your physical body will be healthy. So you won't feel tired. You won't feel frustrated because you have an injury or an illness.
That joke made me lose 13 viewers.
You won't have the hormonal excess weight. You won't have the hot flashes, okay, for the women. For the men, you won't have like the erectile dysfunction, okay? So the men, you will...
Wait, Why does Zmoo is 10 years old? This alien child is too young to know about erectile dysfunction. Where are his parents?
You'll be working 100%, okay? You won't need Viagra, okay? You'll be 100%, okay?
I don't want a 10-year-old alien boy talking about erections.
For the women...
MH Dark Beast with a 15 stream streak says, happy birthday, cowgirl. Don't have the blues. Sent you 2 Karl Marx memes. Share on stream via Discord. Thank you.
Everything will be perfect, okay? Your reproductive systems will be perfect. Your menstrual cycle, you can choose to continue if you want to have baby, or you can choose to put that on hold until you want to have baby, if you want to have baby, okay? So you can choose so much, okay? So right now, many of you, I'm not talking about everybody, of course I can't, but many of you...
I think we did. I recognize the if you want to have baby. Here are the memes. Karl Marx didn't predict the puppy girls, so what does he really know? Constant labor of one uniform kind destroys the intensity and flow of a man's animal spirits, which find recreation and delight in the mere change of activity. And this one, what is it? Damn it, I can barely afford rent this month. I don't know when I'll be able to pay for groceries. If only I could work faster. It's all my fault. Don't say that. Karl Marx! The ones at fault are the socioeconomic governing classes profiting on the labor of the people. Your worth isn't dictated by your ability to work more. Be proud of what you can do and what it brings for others. Also, could you make the balls larger in the commission? Let's see what else we... This is a guy we've looked at before too. He sells, he basically is trying to imply that he has med beds, but it's just bullshit.
Hi everyone, it's John Baxter. Welcome to the training call today.
Grot says, Karl Marx says, happy birthday, you commie comrade. Sorry. I don't know if I'd say I'm a communist. I don't hate Karl Marx. I think he was right about a lot of things. I don't know if I'd say I'm a communist. Probably socialist. Probably socialist. I don't know.
Lots
Labels are hard.
of stuff had happened today, so we had to not make the call. I was actually in Las Vegas doing a show, so our company's really starting to expand now. We're at one of the largest home furnishing shows in the world. And we had a lot of amazing results. People were coming back 3 or 4 times during the show just to try the tech.
I hate to do this, but it's my birthday, so I'm going to allow myself to. I'm going to take this off because I'm already wearing a very warm sweatshirt. Oh, by the way, I'm just going to show you this. It's a cat sweatshirt, and it's got cat ears.
Technology, and since it's bite size, I was giving them little bite size chunks, and people are loving it. So today I thought we would talk about the Tesla coils, because I know it's been a topic of a lot of people's concern, and I also wanted to show people how to use it. So without much more, I'd like to go ahead and talk about the Baxter BioHealth product here. It's the Tesla coil.
Everyone naming things after Tesla, it's immediately a scam. If you see anyone naming anything after Nikola Tesla or adjacent, run away. It's become a red flag.
What you'll see with the Baxter BioHealth product is this
like your hat and glasses, they give a real Mighty Boot vibe. Hell yeah.
On and off button. The button.
I'm old Greg. Remember old Greg?
That
Freeman Bayless.
Actually, right above the on and off button, there's a button for the parasite remover. It's a Rife system. It uses frequency, and above that is the timer.
Oh,
so
it uses frequency. Oh, it uses frequency. That means something.
Time you hit the timer, it goes 5, 15, 30 minutes, 45 minutes. So this, if you ever feel like there's an issue, you can simply hold this red button down. And once you hear that click, you'll know that it's restarted. So if you have an issue where you feel like it's not starting, hold this little red button down right here to get it going. The other thing is on the back.
Toreador says, I bet $5 if that box, it'd be some wires to LED switches and maybe a timer and beeper. I would agree. It's got to be total bullshit.
You'll see this is the plug-in right here. So this is an easy one. You plug it in. All of our technology gets put into the center. So what you'll see is a cord with a USB, and this USB adapter right here goes right into the back, and there'll be a little bump, and you kind of just match up the little bump with the hole, and you have it. There you go. So this is the Tesla Vortex Energy System. And like I said, everyone, the
Vortex Energy System connects with a USB, of course.
First thing you want to do, whether you have all the paddles, whether you bought all the paddles and the PEMF, go ahead and just start with the first paddle. We've got to grow our strength, especially in our kidneys, to be able to push out toxins. And we don't want to go too fast with pushing out toxins because that hurts. Detoxification can make you not feel as good. You have to build up the strength in the kidneys and slowly start pushing out toxins. It's not something you want to do all at once.
Is he thinking of the liver?
Because you'll feel very sluggish. Make sure you're drinking a lot of water.
Because the liver is the filterer. The liver filters stuff.
And
what do the kidneys do? The kidneys produce urine, right? Am I crazy?
Between that, just stay consistent with the program, strengthen your kidneys. And once you have this going, let me show you how to use this. So once this is plugged in, you have
kidneys
this plugged
also filter. Okay.
in. There is a, since this does work overseas, our tech right here is utilized in the US. Here's
another Black's Law Dictionary request. Jay's a proxy. Funk or whatever's close to it. Sure.
European plug. You'll see that we have the American plug right in there.
To hydrate.
So you need that American plug on top. Let me show it to you again. That's a European in the rest of the world. This is this goes on top, so you
kidneys filter blood to make the stuff that will eventually become urine. The Pequel.
Can use it in the US. Simply plug it into the USB here, or the surge protector, and you'll hear a little click. When you hear the little click, you can go ahead and hold the button down to start the power. Boom, it's on. And one of the first things that we'll do is just show the simple regular
function, derived from Latin functus, the past participle of the verb fungere, which means to perform, execute, administer, the nature and proper action of anything, activity appropriate to any business or profession. Get it. Artemis8192 with 100 bits says, happy birthday, Hannah. Hope you're having a nice day. Today also happens to be the anniversary of my fiance and I getting married. Oh, happy anniversary to that. That's great. Thank you for the well wishes. Brotz, thanks for gifting a sub.
Vortex Energy Coil. Gonna go ahead and plug the USB in. So this is all you really have to start with, especially for the first couple weeks. Now you're gonna put it in your kidney area right here. And putting that in the kidney area, like I said, will stimulate the kidneys to start opening up. A lot of kids and a lot of people with kidney issues might have an issue with the tubes going to their kidneys and being infected. And if that's the case, you definitely want to get on the sauce. Some of the sauce can help detoxify that.
I'm sorry, is he saying that if you have a kidney infection, you shouldn't go to a hospital? You should buy his, quote, sauce. Is your sauce antibiotics? Because if not, oh boy.
A lot of times issues with the kidneys and the tubes in the kidneys is due to bacteria, mold, and fungus. So if you find your kidneys wore down, a lot of times it could be a parasite leaching onto your kidneys. So this energy right here, like I said, will be put on the kidneys. First things first, though, go ahead and hit the power button. Go ahead and turn.
To be clear, what he's actually attempting to do here, well, I would hope he wouldn't tell people if they had a real infection to not seek medical help. He is effectively creating fake, like, illnesses, and then he's going to cure them with this bullshit. So if someone came in and they were like, I feel tired, you know, which is just something that happens. You're a human, especially as you get older. Or my back hurts, or I'm having, you know, some kind of pain that maybe just because you're older. Or maybe you even just have a psychosomatic thing. He'll say, oh, it's an infection in this, or that. It's not really, but he's claiming it as if he has the ability to diagnose people. He doesn't. He's not a doctor. And then he's going to give you his bullshit and claim it healed you, and the placebo effect will take over from there, ideally. So yeah, just making up diagnoses so he can sell you the cure to the thing he told you you had.
Turn off the second button from the top. Make sure you're not running with the parasite one yet. What it will do is it'll go through a little cycle of warm up. So you can't just plug this in and start using it. You got to let it warm up. And as you can see, those are flashing different colors so that it can warm up this Tesla coil. So we'll give it some time here. But there it is. Now it's warmed up. Now it's flashing the timer. And like
okay, enough of the scammer. Let's move on to some other conspiracy. Let's check this out.
All right, I'm back again. Now, I do have a very interesting topic. So I talked to an older man a few years ago, and he would pray and ask the Lord if his ex-wife could be his heavenly companion because they got along so well. Now, I never
Apparently not that well. It's his ex-wife.
really entertained the thought of a heavenly companion, but the more you hear about visions, dreams of heaven, vision, dreams, family has meaning. You have pets, loved ones are in heaven. They do kind of stick together, and it does make me wonder if you have a designated heavenly companion. So the scriptures say that we will not have marriages, but we will be like angels. We are not angels, but be like angels. Now remember, angels do not have sex organs. They don't lust after each other. They don't have to deal with, jealousy because this person is hanging out with a very attractive female. They don't have those.
Is he aware that you can have, like, you can be sans the jealousy thing on Earth? You don't have to, like, be weird about whatever.
Weird desires. But I do love the idea of a possible heavenly companion. So this article says, will my spouse be my best friend in heaven? Most likely, yes. And the reason I believe that is because a lot.
What are you talking about? I don't think that's scripturally founded. And I don't even believe in the scriptures. But I don't believe that that's founded in the scripture to say that your spouse is going to be your best friend in heaven. Jesus said that those bonds dissolve upon death. Why it's till death do us part. Telling ya, you're a Christian. Spouse isn't your spouse in heaven, as per the Bible.
A lot of people will have houses. Some people will have mansions. So the typical average person will have a nice, beautiful.
Oh, this is funny. There's a class system in heaven, apparently, which is horrifying to me.
House.
As someone who's not a big fan of unjust hierarchy, the idea of there being a heaven where anyone could hypothetically have anything, but there's still a class system, is, like, shockingly horrifying.
And do you believe that you're going to go sit in your house all alone, twiddling your thumbs? I'm going to say no. So the King of Heaven may have a big surprise for some of you out there. You may have a heavenly companion. And this idea, it has been around for a while, and a lot of people do believe in this. Many religions do believe in a heavenly friend that you're going to go do things with. You're not going to be alone. You're going to have someone to laugh with and talk to and go places with. Now try to imagine the lonely old man in the back of the church. He was never good looking. No woman really wanted him.
Oh, this is depressing.
He's determined to
Is this what happens when I words get old?
serve the Lord. He dies and goes to heaven, and he gets a big surprise. The King of Heaven, he gets to be better looking than all the other people, and he gets a very attractive heavenly companion.
Oh my god, this is insane. He just thinks heaven is a girlfriend distribution service that makes you hot? That's depressing. Gotta take my meds, chat. Sorry, give me one. Thank you for the...
Think about how awesome. Think about the unspeakable joy that that old depressed man would experience.
So, like, is this another human soul that has been paired with him without any scent, I guess? Or is this like a spirit being that God has made to, like, be his bang mate in heaven?
Now, you all do understand, most people that go to heaven, they're not going to get an enormous mansion. They did not do all the, crazy things or have to go through the punishment plan that a lot of these disciples went through. A lot of people that have mansions had to endure terrible things that the common person would never endure. But I will say
that's insane and doesn't make sense. In heaven without scarcity, why would only some people get... I don't understand. It doesn't make sense.
Is a lot of people, you will have a beautiful house. Your old pet, that dog or cat that you love so much, will be alive and well. And what makes a good argument, let's say that someone says, you're not really going to be spending a lot of time in your house because you're going to be out doing...
Those aren't the undertug meds? I have them in my hand right now. I'm about to put them in.
Things for the Lord or experiencing this and that. And what is the point of having a nice house if you're not ever going to be there? So it does make a good argument, and it goes back to you may have a designated heavenly companion waiting that you don't even know about. Now, I will give you all the best advice of your entire life. Do whatever you have to do to not have a plain white garment of salvation. You want beautiful diamonds or gold or something on your garment because you are marked for eternity. So the more...
Jesus Christ.
That you do...
Like, still obsessed with this, like, hierarchical system, even in an eternal paradise, keeping up with the Joneses. Sorry, my meds are in.
For the Lord, or the more obedience, you're going to be honored. You're going to be marked with honor for eternity. Now remember, in the scriptures, 1,400 years ago, that multitude without number that came out of the tribulation, a lot of these people barely got saved, and they were given a plain white garment of salvation.
Mayo Emery's of Caldera with a $5 tip says, "Happy tinfoil birthday, Hannah." Thank you very much. And thank you also for the happy birthday, Empty Dur.
Salvation, no honor, no glory, and most of them are servants in the kingdom of Yahweh. So like I said, you do not want to just barely make it into heaven. You do not want a plain white garment of salvation, or you're going to be a servant to the outstanding Christians.
What the fuck? You die and go to heaven, and you have to work for rich people still? What the fuck?
You want...
This is a horrifying idea of the afterlife.
Whatever you have to do to have honor on your garment, if you have to fast every 3 days, fast every other day, believe, stand on faith, do something. What can I do in this life to have treasure stored up in heaven, to have real honor, real glory in the kingdom of heaven?
Do we need to do a communist revolution in heaven?
Now, I will say this, we're not really sure what the standard beautiful house looks like. What the King of Heaven calls a mansion could be something enormous.
Bittergrin says, I'll take hell, please. Same.
Just what we would value at $50 million. We're not for sure, but I will say a lot of these houses in heaven probably have little beautiful diamonds and beautiful jewelry, and they just are breathtaking beautiful. And to any
they're tacky too, apparently.
Depressed people out there, you may have a big surprise. You're going to have a very attractive heavenly companion to go talk to, socialize with, laugh with, go places. You're not going to be alone in your beautiful house. Now check out this pretty picture I found on the internet, and it just brings happiness. These are family members.
Does it? Caradona says, you sure you're not describing hell, dude? Ashley One Up says, I bet it's all McMansions.
Members hugging each other.
Why do you want diamonds in heaven? It's like he's super monkey brained. Like, ooh, shiny, shiny good. In heaven, much shiny. Very shiny house. Me want house. Shiny house for me and heaven girlfriend. Like, it's like insane. It's like just like the lowest common denominator stupid bullshit. Ashley One Up says, Karen voice, I deserve my mansion in heaven. As a white Christian woman in America, I was so persecuted every day. I fought the war on Christmas, damn it!
The golden color, you got the glory coming down. People are entering into heaven. They're filled with joy and happiness. And try to imagine that if you were consistently filled with the Spirit of Yahweh, you would experience unspeakable joy. You would want to praise the King of Heaven every day. It would bring you happiness to constantly give him praise and glory.
That's fucked up. I'm gonna spend eternity in subspace for some fucking god I don't even like. Fucked up. Normal gamer gal with 18 months, sub baby. This sub baby's name is going to be Paradiso Alighieri.
Now, I do have to let you all know something. Most visions and dreams that you see of heaven on YouTube, these are phony balonies. There are government agencies everywhere with these fake people that make up.
What? The government is the government is sending agents on the internet to trick you into getting a false view of heaven. That's an incredible conspiracy theory. The government is trying to trick you into having a false view of heaven is a nonsensical conspiracy. Why? What would the purpose be?
Up crap and blah blah blah. It is extremely difficult.
It's good to know that heaven also has really poor land use policy. I say that as someone who likes golfing. Real bad land use.
To find a real vision and dream, it's like the devil and his people are trying to hide it from people. But I will say this, I have talked to someone that saw there.
Lennon Cat with a link says how heaven is.
Heaven. Oh yeah, you used to be God's favourite, didn't you? That's right. I love Lucifer, it was in those days. What was it?
I can't play this. I'm gonna get copyright. I would like to, but I can't. Sorry.
Passed away father in a heavenly realm, and their cat that had just died was doing circles around him, all happy, and this person was actually crying. I met this lady at a funeral, and she told me this experience, and it was just fantastic. Try to imagine the beautiful scenery and the beautiful trees and how elegant the grass, just everything about heaven would just fill you with constant, consistent joy and happiness. People are praising the King of Heaven around the clock because of the extreme joy and happiness that they are experiencing. Now, something else that is really fascinating is the final destination apparently is not heaven, it is the earth. So, according to the book of Revelation, the new earth is the final destination, which does make sense why you would probably have a attractive companion if you were to make it to the new earth. So try to imagine how awesome it would be for the old man in the back of the church that nobody wants to talk to. He's not very good looking, doesn't have social skills, and he goes to heaven and surprise, surprise.
Conspiracy theorist tells on themselves on the bingo card.
Not only does he get to be the very good looking one with the excellent social skills, but the king of heaven has a heavenly companion.
Amber says, this guy makes his god sound like a shitty Twitter dom who obsesses over being respected by their sub.
Companion for him to talk to and laugh to and go places with. He's not going to be sitting in his beautiful house all alone. So for some of you out there, you may be in for a very pleasant surprise if you make it to heaven.
Well, that's something. Paul McCartney, dead or alive?
This is Mr. Reality, and I wanted to ask you about this myth
Phoenix Leftist, thanks for a 315.
and conspiracy that's been plaguing the airwaves since 1966. The story that Paul McCartney, the real Paul McCartney, actually died in a car crash in December of 1966. And I wonder if we could put this to bed finally.
I have said this before and I will say it again. If the, quote, real Paul McCartney died in the 60s, that would mean that the fake Paul McCartney had a much longer and more storied career than the original. That would mean that the fake Paul McCartney started Wings and put out some of his best material. So it's a weird conspiracy to me, but whatever. Phoenix Leftist thing. Oh, I just said that one.
Maybe ask some of the members of the Beatles the truth, the mystery, and what's behind it, if it was just a publicity stunt gone wrong, so we can find out.
I don't know. He's alive, but does this count as dead celebrity is alive, or does it have to be the correct direction? Has to be the correct direction.
Yeah, I've had people ask me this before, and I never knew why. People thought Paul McCartney was dead or is dead. I don't know. I never thought too much into it. So where are we going with this?
Sgt. Pepper's cover, and Paul is maybe being propped up, and they said that it was a reason that they were showing a propped up person. And if you turn it around, there's a picture of everybody in the front, but you can't see Paul. His back is behind him. So there's a lot of mystique around it, and there's conspiracy theorists amok saying that Paul is actually dead. So I thought we could put that to bed this time, maybe talk to some of the original Beatles and find out from them, and some of them that are long gone past. So who do you want to probe first? I thought we could start with let's see, let's bring in John Lennon. Gone too soon, a victim of a terrible assassination attempt. Maybe hear from him what he's been up.
I mean, not attempt, assassination. You don't have to throw attempt on there when it was a success.
Up to since he crossed over.
Wow. Okay. What have you been up to since you left us? Working on his music.
How does he do that without hands?
Yeah, really. How do you do that without hands? It's all in the mind.
So the contract between he and his assassin, we won't mention his name, but was that something that was pre-planned? Did they have a past life connection between each other?
Ooh, was that something that was pre-planned? Yes. He wanted to leave to make the biggest mark on society.
So they're saying John Lennon, before he was born, agreed to be assassinated.
And what was the previous life like for the two of you? Like, how did you know each other in past life? Oh, so John actually got rid of him in a past life. And so it was his turn to
Oh, John had killed. What was who killed him? What was his name? Was that Mark Chapman? Or is he the guy that shot Reagan? Which guy was the guy that shot? Either way, they're saying that John Lennon had killed the guy that killed him in a previous life, so it's just turnabout's fair play. Okay.
experience the leaving.
Mark David Chapman, thank you.
I wonder if you could tell us about Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, the BBC Bandit, because they said it was about LSD. What was that song about originally?
What was that song about originally, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds? Was it about LSD? Absolutely, it was about LSD.
Where did he get the other inspiration for some of the best hits that he came up with?
Where did you get the inspiration for some of the best hits that you came up with? He was very good at meditating and he was very good at dreaming.
Funny, because they didn't get into meditation until that era of the Beatles when they went to like India, got into like that kind of shit.
And very good at astral travel and astral projection. He used to go and gather a lot of information, and find things to write about. So he may have a flash of information that a scene that he, had in his mind, or meditation. He would really go into the depths. And I'm saying, but would you go into yourself? No, it was never about going into himself. It was always about going outside of himself.
Diogenes says, this is the weirdest way to resolve the problem of evil. All victims choose to be victims before they were born. It's a view of morality and a view of the problem of evil that horrifies me. Because if you're a person that believes this, you can justify literally any action. No evil is truly evil because the person consented to it, even if they don't remember it. You think they consented to it, and that consent holds despite their lack of memory. Which to me doesn't make sense, but like, that's a different issue. It's horrifying. Like, as far as these people are concerned, every victim of the Holocaust agreed to it, so it's not like a tragedy to them. It's like, it's insane. It's a completely divorced from reality worldview that comes from someone throwing up their hands and completely giving up on dealing with reality. Horrible.
And finding something, as he put, groovy, to write about, to sing about, and to then build the song or the information around what he saw. Did the other Beatles know that you got information like this? No, not necessarily. He would just come with them to, come to them with an idea. And I'm saying to him, well, did they not ask you about it or question you? Yeah, they would. And he would always just say, oh, it was in a dream. But he was actually controlling the information. So if he wanted to, and I'm saying, but were you saying things like I will need to go and find, my next hit? He says,
I know, she's so bad at this. I'm gonna move on. I have to use the bathroom real quick. Well, I do, Chair will tell you about, time slingers. Fuck is this? Aliens and cowboys or something? I've not seen this one. Chair has, though. Chair will tell you. Yeah, we can check bingo when I get back.
We don't live on one of these. I know, this is something I should have learned in kindergarten. Even newborn babies know about outer space. And toddlers, we see one of these every time we turn on the television, at least once every time we go to the movies, and nearly every
Why do they say that? Do they know that Universal doesn't make all movies? They always say that. Universal isn't even the most popular studio? Ugh.
Bank has one of these in their logos. The only organization that has
not every bank, no.
Flat version is the United Nations. We are so used to seeing these that it seems absurd to even question them. But what if that's exactly why they put so much effort into putting this image everywhere? Why? Why even consider that this might be a deception? Who would do this and for what? Two groups of people, the Masons and the Jesuit Roman Catholic Church. People that live
Let's take a look at the bingo card real quick. I forgot we needed to take a look at that. What else do we have? Conspiracy theorists tells on themselves. Oh. Believe sci-fi tech actually exists. Killing, scamming for the Medbed guy. No, that's not anti-Semitism. Jesuits are a Catholic thing. And it mentions Blu-rays. Atlantis. Is there anything else? Probably. Oh yeah, transphobia, transvestigation. Did we have satanic? I'll believe you. Oh yeah, scientism. Aliens did it. Yeah, this is Marxism, communism, socialism, but it's not. Past lives, reincarnation. Yeah, they did bring up the past lives of John Lennon. That's not how women work? Sure. See you, Nemesaur. Hope your meeting's good. Doesn't know what a coincidence is for wretched recess in the poses. I don't think she called it a coincidence, did she? I will say spurious symbology, though, for that, for sure. I don't think we had 20, no. Okay. I think that's it. Back to it.
Live here think that we are aimlessly flying through space. Their lives don't matter.
I mean, not aimlessly. We're in the gravitational pull of the sun. So not aimless.
Is no God. We might be taken out with a meteor at any given moment, and that everything is
not super likely, but yeah.
Completely randomized, and they are very easy to control and indoctrinate. People that understand that we live here and that the world is truly biblical are very difficult to control. When you understand,
I would argue that they're very easy to control, provided you use the correct rhetoric.
That God sits right above this, that we are safe. We're in an enclosure with him watching over us. They're going to be a lot happier and a lot more difficult to indoctrinate. We first got our
But if you accept that, you've already been indoctrinated because it's not true, so no.
Ball model from Pythagoras, who was one of the first Masons. Still today, one of the
main
missions.
No, he wasn't!
Of the Masons.
The Freemasons did not exist in ancient fucking Greece. What are you talking about?
Is educating us about the ball. After Pythagoras came Copernicus, who was a Catholic and a Jesuit. Johann Kepler, same thing. Galileo and Isaac Newton. This is Ignatius Loyola. He's the founder of the Jesuits and also the founder of Catholicism. He was a mystic who spent loads of time in caves torturing himself and speaking with magic serpents. I can't even show you their oath that they take because it's so graphic, but it clearly states that they agree to do, hurt, and kill anyone that disagrees with the Pope, or to get anything that the Pope wants done. And the Catholic...
Yeah, are you familiar with the history of Christianity? Are you familiar with the history of Christianity, ma'am?
Church has a strange obsession with the globe.
Because he's got the whole world in his hands, you dummy. It's supposed to be like, all of this is God's.
All of this has been planned for hundreds of years so that the masses fall into their end times deception. At its core, the reason that we have this and we constantly see this image pushed by the Roman Church is because we are probably going to see a Marian apparition come back as a satanic deception with aliens. The only people that understand
Project Bluebeam on the bingo card?
That aliens are just demons are people that
aliens are demons on the bingo card?
Don't believe in this.
Look at that sunbeam hitting the clouds. Why is it coming?
TikTok rot.
For thousands of years, ancient cultures everywhere knew the Earth was a flat, motionless plane, and
they believed it. They didn't know it. Again, that would have to get into a discussion about knowledge versus belief, but like, it wasn't true, so they certainly didn't know it.
The center of the universe, based off the observations of the true world around them.
And also there are plenty of ancient civilizations that were aware of the shape of the Earth. For instance, the ancient Greeks.
For instance,
the Egyptians.
The stars of the heavens appear to be revolving above our heads, and water is always flat. So the oceans must be flat, and the stars must revolve around us like our God-given senses indicate. Our ancestors observed the world and based their conclusions off what they were seeing. But then, something changed. Psychopaths began to gain power and control over science, and changed our reality from observing the world through the scientific method to a faith-based religion entirely dependent on the system.
That's not how anything works. Our understanding of the shape of the Earth is confirmed through the scientific method. I know you don't like that the world is a complicated place and that your place within it is very tiny, but please stop saying that everyone that says things that you don't like is evil. It's very, very exhausting. I'm tired all the time.
Through brainwashing institutions like school, subjecting innocent children to blindly accept fallacies as truth.
A lot of people really never got over the like, ooh, school sucks thing, did they? Holy shit.
Through televisions and TV programming showing Freemasons landing on the moon. These powerful psychopaths with bloodlines handed down through the ages have removed mankind from the center of the universe.
We can do thinly veiled anti-Semitism for that bloodlines line.
Disregarding our own human senses as the true reality.
Anna puts head and hands on the bingo card, yes.
Of the world we live upon. They have removed God from the picture, placing humans as the accidental coincidence and product of evolution from monkeys with no purpose in our lives, disconnecting us from our divine origins of intelligent design. We are convinced through lying manipulators that our ancestors were stupid and just didn't know what we know today.
I'm not saying they were stupid. Being ignorant doesn't make you stupid. The fact that certain civilizations didn't happen to know the actual shape of the Earth doesn't make them stupid. They didn't have the tools or just didn't have whatever to do it. It's fine. You're the one applying a judgment to it, sir. No one else is. They're ancient civilizations. They're dead. There's nothing to judge the way that you're, like, bringing anger to it. I don't understand why you're laying a moral judgment against it.
The truth is, however, we create the very realities of our human existence. The Earth is flat. We have been lied to, and we have been enslaved. From birth, we are taught to mock and ridicule the very idea of Earth being the flat center of our universe, like our eyes clearly show us, but instead take the gospel of Neil deGrasse Tyson
Your eyes show you the whole universe?
and Bill Nye as the ultimate truth that we are meaningless apes created by accident. I beg to differ. I was once a believer in the heliocentric ball Earth religion, but then I was ridiculed for questioning it just as many others have been. Slaves think they're smart because they take the word of liars who clearly manipulate them. The fact of the matter is, however, real science supports the flat, motionless Earth.
It doesn't.
While false, unprovable pseudoscience has enslaved humanity on a ball. There are
You mean the science that has led to a huge increase in, like, you know, health outcomes and has developed incredible technology that our ancestors couldn't even imagine and allows us to communicate untold numbers of people all around the world? The one that continually gets results? That science has enslaved you? Okay.
There are many scientific proofs of the flat Earth.
Shut up with the bass. Shut up with the
horizon,
bass!
which derived from the word horizontal, always rises to the eye level and remains perfectly flat at 360 degrees around the observer. On a globe, the converging point of the horizon on the ball
Thanks, Feistiest Bard.
Earth would drop as the observer rose higher and higher. Yet, this is never the case. High-altitude balloon footage shows Earth with zero curvature up to 120,000 feet.
Yeah, you're not high enough. You need to go higher. They don't understand how big the Earth is. They do not understand how big the Earth is.
NASA and the cabal of Freemasonic sun worshippers say that one starts seeing Earth's curve at about 30,000 feet. Yet, these balloons go 4 times higher in space.
I've certainly not heard that, because that's a pretty common cruising altitude for passenger jets, and you can't generally see the curvature there. I believe on when they used to have Concorde jets, those could get high enough where you would start to see some curvature, but like 30,000 to 50,000 feet, whatever, is not enough to see. Rayline says, reminder evaluation and does not inherently exclude the existence of a God-guiding evolution. Oh, evolution. Reminder, evolution does not inherently exclude the existence of the God-guiding evolution. It's just not science's job to determine God. And Fenekagami says, man, some people really can't handle the reality that they aren't special, huh? Yeah, it's devastating to them. And to some extent, I get it. I was raised in a Baptist, like, school, and I was taught Christianity from a young age, like, my whole life. So if anyone has, like, not been religious, and then you go through that stage of, like, becoming non-religious, that can be a hard existential pill to swallow, because people have told you something that they didn't have a right to tell you. They told you you had a cosmic significance to the creator of the universe. And that's kind of an intoxicating feeling. The creator of the universe cares about me? I'm that special? And then when you find out it's not true, it like can be difficult, because you've been told this thing, and there could be a shock there, but, you know, you get over it, because that's life.
Spot no curve.
Some people just bounce off it, though, and it makes them mad.
Someone's lying, and it's probably the space agency with the deceptive snake tongue as their logo.
That's not a snake tongue. You put a snake there, but the actual, like, thing on the NASA logo, what is that called again? The word for it. Pretty common symbol in aeronautics.
Many brainwashed ball earthers claim that they have seen the curvature from the ground. Oh, really? That's very mysterious, considering most prophets of the ball earth religion say that a person cannot begin seeing curvature until 30,000 feet high, which contradicts these ball earthers' claims. The horizontal horizon is an obvious proof the Earth is flat. No curvature has ever been detected other than GoPro fisheye lenses.
On the ground level, when you're looking at it, local topography is always going to be more impactful to your vision than the curvature of the Earth, again, because of the size of the Earth, which flat earthers don't tend to take into account.
The videos with fisheye lenses show an artificial curve created by the camera, which begins before the camera even lifts off the ground.
Yeah, that's not to trick people, though. Like, it's to get more footage. Like, there's a legitimate reason to use fisheye, and they always act like it's a conspiracy.
No curvature has ever
Delta symbol, thank you.
been seen because Earth doesn't curve.
Did you know that the word horizon stems from horizontal? The definition of horizontal is as follows: parallel to the plane of the horizon.
Yes, but that doesn't mean that literally has to be true cosmologically just because people called it that. It's like that stars were called, or rather planets, literally goes to... Sorry, I'm having trouble today. Planets literally translates to wandering stars because back in the day, before they understood planetary bodies, they just thought these were stars that moved around in different directions. They were wrong. Nonetheless, the name stuck. Names can be wrong. Names can be misleading.
At right angles to the vertical. Synonyms: level, flat, plane, smooth, even. All right? It's called a horizon, not a curvizon.
Alright. I think we got everything of value from that video. What other crap do we have? No, that's actually not incorrect word origin. It is the correct word origin. They're just applying it incorrectly, so that wouldn't count.
Geocentric firmament system from the Bible. Rockets are obelisks made to penetrate the dome of God.
Oh, this is a lot.
Operation Fishbowl Dominic. Dominic is of the Lord. Fishbowl of the Lord. And they were shooting rockets. Boom, boom, boom. Trying to penetrate some kind of dome. All pictures of Mars, Jupiter. That's your religion. It's called heliocentrism. It's a Luciferian religion. Sun worship. The Greeks worship these planets because they're not moving towards God's decision. They're going their own path, like Mars. Like Mars is the god of war and all that shit. And they worship them. They'd be like, yeah, I want to be like that. I want to be like Jupiter. I want to be horse shit because Christ is king.
TikTok, I want to...
The Jim Broification of society is a disaster for us all. I can't wait for our government whey rations.
I tell you something, the earth is exactly how the Bible says it is. It is a circle as mentioned in Isaiah 40:22 that sits on pillars mentioned in 1 Samuel chapter 2 verse 8 and Job 9:6, and it doesn't move. We are not spinning at 1,000 miles an hour. If we were spinning at 1,000 miles an hour, there wouldn't be nothing left on earth.
That's not how that works. Theodore says this guy's fit says when you're talking about firmament conspiracy theory but have to redact it a redacted building later. I don't get it.
The creator of all things divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament, and it was so. In the book of Job 37:18 describes
he looks like
it
Ted Kaczynski. I'm really slow on the uptake today. I'm sorry, it's my birthday. My mind's already on after stream when I get to watch movies. And I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm focused. Focus! We're on stream.
strong and molten looking glass. Why am I telling you this? Because no one has ever been through the firmament. No one. They can't get through it. Another thing is the creator of all things is on the other side of it. And do you remember when God gave Moses the power to split the waters? He said, heaven is my throne and earth is my footstool. I'm telling you, the creator of all things is on the other side of the firmament with the new holy Jerusalem that will descend out of heaven, as mentioned in Revelation 21. And he's going to part the waters again one day.
Southern accent's really helping here. Toreador says anathema.
And make a grand entrance with all the holy angels.
All right, guys, I got a good one for you. I'm in my little storeroom of the store here, but check this out. I don't know how, when you even when you're awake for a long time, you just don't pick up on a few things because you've been indoctrinated into that weird life of lies, right?
I'm a little concerned that this guy's on drugs. Like, no judgment. If he's on drugs, I hope he gets help, but he's kind of like a little manic and he's doing like a rocking thing. Stable Deadbeat with 42 bits says, what movies are you going to watch if you don't mind sharing? I'm not sure. I haven't decided yet.
But this is from page 1 of the Bible. Every Christian should know this, but they don't because they don't read their Bibles. That's one thing that I've learned in life, that Christians do not read their Bible. Not all of them. They don't even know. They won't touch anything but Book of Matthew and the Book of Revelation. And some stuff about Easter and stuff like that, Passover, all that stuff. Anyways, let's get on to it. This is the Geneva Bible here. This is the app. We're going in Genesis 1 through 16. That's going to be our thing today. Actually, it might go to like 18, but I think 16 is going to do it for us. I just want to kind of point this out because somebody pointed this out to me and I had to go check it. And here it is. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. And the earth was without form or void, and darkness was upon the deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the waters.
This clip goes a while. I'm going to skip this clip because it goes on. And
ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the firmament.
We did it.
I'm a post Bible scriptures that I found that also talk about the firmament. But Psalms chapter 104 verse 5. He set the earth on foundations so that it should never be moved. Now, if we're speaking in terms of God and what the Bible says, we're on a flat surface.
It's not literal.
Sheol, which is simply the stage or abode of the dead, and or Hades. Then you have the mountains, the sea, then earth, the sun, the stars, the moon, clouds. You have the sky, the waters above the firmament. We're surrounded by water. I want you to think about the great flood. That's why God said he'd never do that again, because he used the waters from the firmament.
Careful of the copyright on that.
Oxymoron? Is it deliberately... So is Antarctica an oxymoron? Is it deliberately called Antarctica because it's the complete opposite and that's why there's a place called Deception Island?
I mean, it is the opposite. It's on the opposite side of the globe as the Arctic, so it is because opposite. Miscellaneous, what do you want me to look up in Black's Law? Birthday or birth? Ugh.
Because Antarctica has the highest elevation out of any place in the world, with an average elevation of over 8,000 feet above sea level. So is Antarctica actually the Arctic Circle? And this is why the United Nations...
What? No, the Arctic Circle is in the north. What?
...has a flat Earth map as their logo.
It's not a flat Earth map, it's the azimuthal equidistant map. It's a projection of the globe, as all maps are.
And the United Nations was essentially created as a world government system.
It wasn't. It was created as a platform for world governments to be able to resolve their issues diplomatically instead of, doing world wars, which historically has not been a fun activity. I don't know if you know anything about the world wars. Not fun!
To guard us from going to Antarctica. And did you know that no human has ever circumnavigated north to south? Plenty of...
That's actually not true. It has been done. Flat Earthers always ignore when it has been, though.
People have circumnavigated the globe east to west, but no one has gone north to south. Why is that?
What's up, fellow flat earther and all you other flat earthers out there? I'd like to ask y'all to join me and let's take a moment of silence for the globe.
What's up, fellow truth seeker, and to all the other truth seekers out there? Let's take a moment of silence for the globe.
Birth, the act of being born or wholly brought into separate existence. Get it.
Rest in pieces.
What?
Rest in pieces.
All right, guys, let's
Just a Peach with a $1 tip says, with bears versus without bears. What a wild naming system.
have a look at this masterpiece, this work of art that got us to the moon and back.
I'm gonna make them liars. I'm gonna put some bears at the South Pole. They're not even gonna be the polar kind.
The technology that we lost and we cannot build again, that would cost us around $22 billion in this day and age. This absolute spectacle, that looks like tinfoil, if I'm being completely honest with you.
Okay, well, I don't really care what you think it looks like. It went to the moon, and you're a dipshit on the internet, so your opinion is worth less than nothing. I say that as someone who also spouts opinions on the internet that are worth less than nothing. Shut the fuck up!
With you, just my opinion. Definitely looks like tinfoil. That's definitely a harness too. I mean, that's for sure a harness. It's in the perfect spot. That's a harness. That's just sloppy. Watch him grab the harness.
Do I celebrate my trans announcement day as my second birthday of sorts? No, not at all. I don't even know what day that was. And it'd be different, because, like, I told people I knew before I told, like, you guys. I don't know.
Here.
I know some people do, and that's great and fine. I have nothing against that. I just don't do that.
Harness grab, but even looks down. He's like, what are you grabbing? Watch him look down.
Because to me, I don't consider it like being a new person. I'm just the same person I was. I'm just not hiding it anymore. You know?
What are you grabbing, bro? Oops. Look at this girl's hair. Hasn't moved at all. It's hard as a rock. I mean, clearly that's hairspray.
It's not. That's not how hairspray works. Talked about this before, but the flat earth is full of a lot of men with not long hair. And they'll always show these videos of the ISS of women whose hair is, you know, up because microgravity. And they'll always be like, that's hairspray. You can tell it's people who have never had long hair in their life saying this. You know how much hairspray you would need to get your hair up like that? That's not how shit works. What are you talking about?
Very obvious. Little green screen action in the background here. Oops. Didn't mean to show that. Or did we? Maybe we do these things to laugh in your face.
That's literally a board that they used for an experiment to show the distance the ball traveled. Boards like that show, like, lines are a pretty common thing in certain fields because it gives, if you're filming something, like, let's say you were trying to show the motion of something and wanted to measure it, lines give you a reference so that if you are filming it at high speed or something, you can see the distance it is traveling over a specific period of time. So he's implying this is a green screen. It's not. It wouldn't even make sense. If it was a green screen, why would there be like squares all over it? That would make the green screen not work. He's not even thinking about it, you know?
It's because you believe us. NASA logo.
Thank you, Drops a lot.
Snake tongue. Serpent Hall. NASA in Hebrew means to deceive.
It doesn't at all. And the fact that they say that is just fucking anti-Semitic shit. So let's go overt anti-Semitism on the bingo card.
Because they've been deceiving you your whole entire lives. These people are all Freemasons. All your tax money goes
They're not.
to them.
Very little of your tax money goes to NASA. It's like 0.3 of 1% or something like that.
This is my favorite. Werner von Braun, the father of NASA, has a Bible quote on his tombstone, Psalms 19:1. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament shows his handiwork. So the dude that invented NASA has a Bible quote that directly contradicts.
He didn't invent NASA. He worked for NASA. He was recruited by Operation Paperclip.
Space on his tombstone.
You want to know what I think?
Gotta skip again because of the copyrighted music.
Move.
I got a fax today I want to read to you. Actually, it's not a fax, it's email. For those of you who don't know what email is, it's electronic mail that comes to me through my computer.
How old is this goddamn video?
From
audio.
all over the world. And it says, "Great show last night, Bill. I'm ordering the book today. Please reserve me a copy. I've wanted to tell this story for the past 15 years. I was a human factors engineer at Grumman Aerospace Corporation, which, as you know, built the lunar module. I was assigned at one point to creating a videotape that would help employees and NASA understand procedures in the cold flow facility at Bethpage, Long Island, which was the test facility for all LM cryogenic systems, liquid helium, etc. After a month of fumbling around, it became apparent to me that no one knew what was going on except for isolated ritualistic procedures that didn't seem to tie together. I was shattered and confused. During the Apollo 11 touchdown, I remember standing in Plant 5 in Bethpage, where the 3 Apollo astronauts died, with the entire staff of lunar module engineers watching the NASA feed. Or was it from dreamland? When the lunar module landed, we turned to each other mystified, shook our heads, and said, "I don't believe it. How did they..."
Yes, anonymous emails from people secretly working at NASA are usually how you get secret truth about the universe.
They do that. To this day, I don't believe anyone has ever landed on the moon. Curious, too, how astronaut radio transmissions still use narrow bandwidth, single sideband instead of hi-fi FM, and low-resolution TV images instead of high-quality video. Easier to mask imperfections?
The Amber Pretzels.
Feel free
Thanks
to
for
quote
hanging out.
me on this if you find it interesting. And I did.
When did you last talk to your son? Yesterday, about noon. We had a nice long talk with him on very...
Been on Flat Earth a lot. Something other than Flat Earth.
I believe that the...
This is not pee. Before anyone says, don't worry, this isn't pee. I know he drinks pee. He doesn't in this video.
Old Testament is the key to our survival in these last days. But that book is not what you've been taught it is. The Old Testament is a guidebook where the Most High tells his children what will come to pass on the earth. And the New Testament, amongst other things, is a step-by-step playbook by which the ancient gods, the gods of old, instruct their disciples on how to enslave the earth.
What?
When the Old Testament mentions the Son of Man, it isn't referring to some dead, effeminate hippie nailed to a stick. That's...
Wow, okay.
It's a lie, but...
You just called Jesus an effeminate hippie nailed to a stick? Excuse you, it was at least 2 sticks. That's what a cross is. 2 sticks. When I was in Waterloo! Does anyone remember what I'm referencing? Not insane, I'm referencing another insane person.
By mistranslation. The word for man here is Adam, and it's son of Adam. And it's alluding to the fact there are more than just humans here. There is something else masquerading as human, and the Old Testament is a message to the race of man only. Because there's a war going on that most of us are barely even aware of. Now, many have become aware that our government seems to be at war with its people. But it's much bigger than that. There is an evil, psychotic force that has infiltrated every government, every position of power, and currently controls the entire world.
Is there a reason he chose the framing of not looking at the camera but looking off to the side?
Collective psyche. That the human overpopulation is killing the earth. 8 billion people is more than the earth can bear. Humanity is a cancer, destroying the rainforest, killing the animals, blah, blah, blah.
It took the Earth's population 100,000...
I wanted to skip this part because it is a generic conspiracy video, and I'm more interested in what Dave has to say.
humanity is forced to live under finally do make the Earth uninhabitable for humans, then the Earth will simply shrug us off, heal itself and go on without us. But that won't happen, because I believe this Earth was created for us. So it will be the
narcissistic. The entire planet was made just for us. Don't worry that the vast majority of it is completely inhospitable to humankind. It was made just for us. Toreador says, the more I watch these people, the more I realize how right Harold Penisman was.
It will be the invaders who don't belong here that the Earth will vomit out. These creatures, these psychopathic Nephilim, have created the systems and corporations that burn down the rainforests, that poison the water and the air, that wipe out or genetically modify the animals and twist everything into a weapon against us. But then they point their reptilian fingers at us and say it's all our fault. They use our dependence on their money and the idea that we need them for our survival to keep us participating in their corporations, supporting their systems and buying their products. And therein lies the solution. They need us to keep participating, to keep believing the bullshit they feed us, to keep working for them, to keep buying from them, to keep fighting each other, to keep living the predictable lives that they've set out for us.
This also very much doesn't understand his problem is capitalism. We already marked it.
To keep putting our real lives on hold while we do all the things we're told we have to do. You don't have to live this way. You're here for more than just doing a job you never wanted to do in the first place, or paying bills that people you don't know have told you have to pay. You're being used as a pawn in a game designed to exterminate you and your family. You don't have to participate, because their plans only work if you continue to play along. They need us, but we don't need them. Right now, they're raising the prices of food, bills, taxes, fees and fines, everything, for no other reason than to drive you into debt and desperation. But it's an illusion. You don't have to pay any of it. You are the creditors, not debtors.
Thanks, silly 23 Goose.
They owe you, not the other way around. They're also busy spewing out new legislation, rules and regulations to make your life intolerable. But these aren't laws. They're just the oppressive pronouncements of an alien species disguised as sick, twisted politicians, attempting to curtail all human activity. It's not law. It's just another illusion. Stop playing along. Give up on playing this game. It might seem hard or even impossible, but at any time you can choose to live your life differently. Connect with others who understand. Trust your body and the fact that this earth was created to sustain you, and find your own way to live without their systems. As difficult as it might seem, right, to give up what's left of this dream of a good life, it should be obvious that your lifestyle, such as it is being dismantled to the point where it will be impossible to survive, so that you're going to have no choice but to accept the solution that the Nephilim will offer you. And that will lead to
Nephilim, giants on the bingo card. Rick M, what do you want me to look up in Black's Law Dictionary? This is the last Black's Law Dictionary I'm going to take of the day, because we've had tons today, and it's not even one of those days where we normally get them. Page 132 definition.
Nightmarish world of total surveillance, total oppression, and total control, which we're going to find horrific. But our children are just going to accept it as normal, while the Nephilim systematically murder them without them having any idea what's happening. And even if they're not too dumbed down to be able to figure it out, they'll actually agree to it, because the school system...
There is no fifth definition on page 132, so I'm going to do 133. Banker's acceptance, a bill of exchange draft payable at the maturity that is drawn by a creditor against his or her debtor. Banker's acceptance are short-term credit instruments most commonly used by persons or firms engaged in international trade. Thrilling.
system has already conditioned the children to believe that genocide is the right thing to do. We're in the last act of a drama that's been playing out for 6,000 years.
We're all watching a movie on the bingo card.
And even though the Nephilim will ultimately lose the war, the only thing that's still left to be decided is which side are you going to be on? Now, many of you might say, well, I'm on the right side. But just saying it isn't good enough. You're going to actually have to stand up against the evil and do something about it. You're going to have to choose to do the right thing. Unfortunately, many have already made that choice. They've opted to not trust their bodies that the Most High has designed for them, and instead believe the horror stories of killer viruses and clamoured for the Nephilim's false pharmaceutical saviour.
Oh, Jesus. Does he know the mortality rate people had prior to modern medicine?
And now they are currently reaping the rewards of that decision.
Fuck Dave. I think I'm done for the day. We're gonna go a little short. It's my birthday. I'm allowed to do that. Ash the Poetic Fox with 48 months says happy birthday, and Hannah, hope you're having a good one so far. I am. I'm gonna go watch movies and stuff. Will be good. Alright, thank you again, everyone, for all your birthday wishes. Let's see who we're gonna raid on Twitch. I will be back tomorrow. I'm not sure what we'll be doing tomorrow. I'm not gonna think about it till tomorrow, because it's my birthday, and I don't have to think about anything I don't want to. Okay.
2 is so under.
Alright. Hope everyone has a good rest of your day. Have a good evening. I'm gonna go watch movies. Make a patty melt later. Eat some cake. Bye, everyone. See you tomorrow.